Y'all, it is Throwback Thursday, and throwback to this one-of-a-kind Monica of the Lion hat that I've had for a very long time now. She was selling these at one point, and she said, I will personalize it, which is what she did. I knew she put a Kirby on there, Eevee, even stuff under the brim, and yeah, I'm one of few in her community that have one of these hats. So, she is mainly a Twitch streamer, however, she does randomly upload to YouTube. Um, but she also, I think her biggest thing is different cosplays on Instagram. So, if you do like fun, sexy cosplays, look her up. And you will more than likely find her on Instagram. But yeah, I've pretty much known her for a very long time. Where I first heard of her from was way back when Sky Media was a thing. They were based in Seattle, I believe. And she was part of that team, but not always featured in those videos. And then I guess her name just kind of stuck out, and I looked her up and then just followed, and the rest is history. So, yesterday's Twitch stream went a little short, but as I expected with poetry, and I didn't really have myself fully prepared to read some of my stuff because I forgot how much of it back then I put a bunch of religious stuff in, and I was like, shit, people are not gonna like this. So a lot of times I would like just omit those lines that were in those poems, and I'm like, yeah, a lot of people are not gonna agree with this, and I get it. But yeah, that was a lot of my poetry back then. But I mean, I did read a few Shakespeare, did read a few from the cat books. I know my mom has some of her late brothers, my late uncle's poetry. Pretty sure I've seen some. But, I did read some of my funny stuff too, and I realized, yeah, I need to write more funny stuff. I need to keep doing these limerick things that I started writing because I have an idea now for Thursday. And since we're no longer doing thumbs up or down Thursday, since YouTube finally took the thumbs down button away from creators' visuals, which is fine with me, is what I wanted in the first place. But of course now I can no longer go through and see what people have. I was waiting till I shouldn't have waited. I should have just waited till that week was over and then wrote those thumbs down. Rip. So yeah, no finding out how many yeses or nos people answered to those questions, since people don't want to be interactive in the comments unless it's who's your favorite Pokemon. I did go to the store yesterday after, because I did need a few things, and I found this amongst the school supplies. And funny enough, I think a teacher came in to do her shopping and bought the other one because there was only 2 left. And I'm like, oh my god, this is what I need at my desk to organize some of my stuff in, because I have a lot of stuff literally in like trays under my monitors. And that's how it gets a clusterfuck every day. And one of the things I have an excessive amount of is 3x5 cards. I have neon ones mostly, And I have pastel ones. I'm like, I can put those in here. And I can try to get rid of some of the trays under there. Because really, I'd rather not have that stuff on my desk. I'd rather have, like, plushies sitting under my monitor. Because it would be more appealing to me to look at. Like, small plushies. Like, you know, I can fit Beanie Babies in there or whatever. But I'm going to use this to organize some stuff. Set it. Find a spot. I might have to do some rearranging at some point. Maybe an after work project if I have some energy left, or what have you. But just somewhere where I can easily access it if I need it. Actually, you know what? It might just fit in this bookshelf next to me. Where I have the shelf at. It might be the perfect height. Yeah, it is. I just need to move, oops. I just need to move the notebooks and crap like that. Oh no! My container. Can't. My smiley face container that I put Skittles Shriekers in, I still have them from last year. That was going to be my ultimate torture. I have that actually set for a Twitch thing. That I can torture myself with those. I may torture myself in a video with those. Like how many bad ones. Because I don't think they're all bad. I think like it's just random. But I don't think they're even as bad as the Bean Boozled. But I don't know. Anyway. I had to buy myself some new pens since my favorite one ran out. And it was funny because growing up, like, I remember growing up, is when mechanical pencils became a thing. They became popular around the time I was growing up, and it was... everybody needed to have mechanical pencils instead of ones that you sharpen in a pencil sharpener. And, the best, and I think this is one of the older ones. Yes, this does. No, this does kind of look like one of the older ones. One of the best ones was actually not the click ones. It was these... was a Papermate Sharpwriter. I found that these were the best. The only thing is you can't replace the lead in them. But at the same time, what's the point of replacing the lead when you can't even replace the eraser? They don't sell those erasers like that you could just pop a new one in. Plus, by the time it gets down here, how the fuck are you supposed to dig it out anyway? But they've also changed these over the years. They are not as good as they used to be. They're shitty. Because I got my daughter hooked on them, and then the one year I'm like, these will look kind of different. She's like, they're not as good. Just give me the click ones from now. And I'm like, alright, yeah. They definitely have changed. Just like everything else, and have gotten crappier. And I know in school the rule still applies. You're not allowed to use red ink because that is for the teachers. Has to be blue or black. So the pens that I used to use were the Pilot ballpoint pens, fine point. They wrote so nicely. And I loved those. And I went to, because I needed pens, and it's like trying to find one, plus him having to use them at work, and a lot of times losing them. It was like, I'll just get a new pack, and I'll just get a cheap pack. Well, I was hoping they still had Pilot BPS fine, and I'm like, nope. They do not. And I'm like, fuck, do they still even make them? But I did end up just... And it's weird because gel pens had a spurt of popularity as well. And I think I shared in a Throwback Thursday that big thing of gel pens that I have. That big case with the designs all over it. Those have long since dried up. I got to the point, I used a lot of gel pens to write my poetry in some of the books that I have. But I've kind of gotten to the point where, I honestly don't like how they write anymore. It's not smooth like a regular ballpoint pen. So I just got the Walmart Pen and Gear ballpoint pens, and these are nice, smooth. Like $3 for a pack of 8. It's not bad. For a pen that has a good grip on it, writes nice, But then out of curiosity, I did look to see if they still make the Pilot BPS fine. Sure enough, they do, but it's like a 12-pack on Walmart.com for $13. I'm not spending that much on pens. I'll just stick with these. Thank you very much. If they had them at Walmart, I would have bought them. But the online prices are freaking insane compared to the in-store prices sometimes. So it's yeah, I'll pass on that. I do miss using those, but for what I do, these work absolutely fine. Anyway, what were some fads you had in school? Just out of curiosity. Or were you part of the mechanical pencil crew? Or gel pen crew? Or what? That was kind of it. We did have some funky notebooks back in the day. We have original Trapper Keepers, which I do have a couple of those. I do have a Lisa Frank Trapper Keeper somewhere that has tigers on it. And then they also had when the smiley face thing was big, they had have a day, have a night notebooks. And I still have mine of that. Granted, it's kind of falling apart. But I'm never going to get rid of it. There was a few school supplies that were popular back then. And I still own, at least. So, glad that I never got rid of those. Anyway, it's another day of work. It is hot out. I was going to mow yesterday. I decided not to because it was too muggy. From what it looks like, tomorrow is not going to be the worst of the 2 days before it storms. Ooh, wildfire smoke. So apparently in one part of Canada there's fires. And I was listening to a stream yesterday where these two friends from Canada were just in Discord together, so I could hear them talking, and the one guy said, yeah, it's the sky is orangey brown because of the fires. And then the other guy lives on the other end where it's flooded, so it's getting more rain would totally screw them. So it's weird how on opposite ends. Now they're saying wildfire smoke blankets Great Lakes. And potentially us. We are in an air quality alert, but obviously it's dark, so I can't tell. It is supposed to get up to 96 today. Let's do the 10-day. Oh, it says 93. That was yesterday. 96. Today 93, Friday 90, and then Saturday thunderstorms and it cools off. And then Sunday, if we're going to Longwood Gardens, still it's only going to be 86, so that's not too bad. If it's been cooled off, then hopefully the humidity won't be that bad. And then Tuesday again, scattered thunderstorms. Good, make it on the days that I have to work. I don't want it on my days off, because what if I want to record shit outside? Like, I haven't, but it was just too hot. So, it is what it is. That be the weather. I do need to mow the lawn, however, I did do something productive yesterday. I actually cleaned my refrigerator out. I put a new filter in it because we have the water dispenser and ice dispenser. And I decided, fuck it, I'm just going to clean the whole thing because I'm here in the kitchen. Dinner's done. And I already threw a bunch of shit out that's been sitting in, it just muck out your refrigerator day for me. And then I just took the shelves out and cleaned them and put them back in. I did not do the freezer. I just did the refrigerator. Is usually the worst because it gets used more. But yeah, it's a satisfying feeling. And it's since it's payday now, I can get groceries and not have to move shit around just to fit shit in the refrigerator. There's room. Plenty of room. Anyway, it is another day of work. I know one friend is away. I don't know for how much longer because their granddaughter is in softball and they went to state. So, yeah. Hopefully we'll see her back soon and find out how that all went. But I will see you guys in the next video. Don't have really anything special since there's no thumbs up or down Thursday, but I do have another thing planned to replace it. I just don't want to start it until I have enough more to do, because I only have a few of the things for it. I want to make sure I have a decent amount of stuff ready for it to start it. So if it doesn't start this year, it'll start next year. But it probably will start this year. I just have to get my creative juices flowing. And a lot of times they flow while I'm at work. So it's all good. See you all in the next one. Have a good Thursday.